I was born on 1995 or I was born in 1995. It gets cold at night or it gets cold in night. Do you get confused whether you're going to use in, on, at? Watch this video tutorial and I'm gonna help you learn that. Hello guys, I am back again with a new educational video, and if this is your first time here in my channel, I am making video tutorials of English grammar lessons, and if you want more educational content from me, do not forget to subscribe. Kindly click on the red button that says subscribe. You can see it here. And also do not forget to ring the bell so that you will be notified for all of my new videos. And do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Kindly like the video. Before we proceed to our discussion, I just want to say hi to all of my viewers, especially to all the Indies of Belgianite channel. Meron po akong panibagong playlist na ginagawa na maaaring makatulong po sa inyo. And hopefully this coming Wednesday, I can upload the first video for that playlist. Just to give you a glimpse, yung playlist po na yan ay maglalaman ng mga Filipino to English translations ng mga useful statements or sentences in English. Going back to our topic, just like what I said in the beginning of this video, we're gonna talk about the correct usage of in, on, at. They are examples of prepositions of time. These three are the most common prepositions of time that we are using in our day-to-day speaking. And in our case, marami sa ating mga Pinoy ang napagbabaliktad at nagkakamali sa paggamit ng tatlo na iyan. Just like the sample statements that I mentioned a while ago, ano nga ba yung tama sa kanila? In, on, at. Let's find out. I'm gonna go now to my computer and let's get this started. Welcome to our lesson for today. Preposition of time. We will only focus on these three most used prepositions of time. In, on, at. Do not be confused because these three are also used as preposition of place. I will also make a video tutorial of in, on, at used as preposition of place. And to get to know more about these three, in, on, at as preposition of time, let us now have the next slide. When we say preposition of time, it refers to a preposition that discusses a specific time period such as a date on the calendar, a day of the week, or the specific time that something takes place. In short, we use it in referring to time. There are other prepositions of time, but for this video tutorial, we're gonna talk about in, on, at. As you can see, I have here an inverted triangle. I divided it into three parts. For the first part, I put the preposition in. On the second portion, I put the preposition on. Lastly, I placed the preposition at the bottom. You can also notice that I have here the word general for in, more specific for on, and very specific for at. This means that we use the preposition in referring to general time frames like centuries, decades, years, months, seasons, and parts of the day. In the next slide, I will give examples for each of them. Next, we use the preposition on in more specific time frames. When we say more specific time frames, this includes days, dates, specific days, and at some point in talking about a day plus part of the day. We'll also have examples for this later on. Lastly, we use the preposition at to discuss clock times and other very specific time frames. So just remember, in is used for general time frames, on for more specific time frame, and then at for very specific time frame. Let us now have examples for each of this. In as preposition of time. Again, we use it for centuries, decades, years, seasons, months, parts of the day, and period of time. We're going to talk about first centuries. Centuries, it is composed of 100 years. For instance, we have 19th century, 20th century, 21st century, so on and so forth. For this one, we're going to use in. Let us have examples. Number 1, we have the sentence, we are now in the 21st century. Number 2, we have the sentence, the Great Depression was the largest and most severe economic depression in the 20th century. Again, if we have centuries or if we're going to use centuries, we will use the preposition in. Next, we will also use in for decades. Decades, this is composed of 10 years. 1950, 1960, 1970, 80, 90, so and so. Let us have example. Due to People Power Revolution, the Philippines became the center of world news in the 80s. So if you will notice, we add S in the year. So 80, it will be 80s, in the 80s. If you will notice, we added the determiner the after the preposition in the 80s, in the 21st century, in the 20th century. So just do not forget that. Next, we will also use in for years like 1995, 1996, 1997, so on and so forth. For example, I was born in 1995. We visited Ilocos in 2018. If you will still remember, I mentioned this sentence, I was born in 1995 earlier. This is the correct preposition to be used. In 1995, not on 1995. Next, we will also use in referring to seasons. We have summer, winter, autumn, and spring. For example, a lot of foreigners visit our country in summer. Next, it is best to visit Japan in winter. Again, remember this, for centuries, decades, years, seasons, we will use the preposition in. Next, we will also use the preposition in for months. We have January, February, March, and all the rest. So, kadalasan, marami sa atin ang gumagamit ng preposition na on in referring to months. Here's the thing. If we are just talking about the month itself, walang kasamang date, we're gonna use in, not on. For example, the Christmas season in the Philippines starts in September. Next, the classes will start in August. Take note, if we will just mention the name of the month or the month alone, we will use in, not on. In is also used when talking about parts of the day. Parts of the day like in the morning, in the afternoon, so and so. For example, many of us take a nap in the afternoon. Next, my mom always drinks coffee in the morning. Lastly, we use the preposition in period of time. For instance, we have in the future, in the past, in 4 weeks, in 2 months, in 3 years, etc. For example, this channel will reach the first 1,000 subscribers in 4 weeks. Next, my youngest brother wants to be a police officer in the future. Next, Ben used to play piano in the past. Once again, please remember, we use the preposition in if we are referring to centuries, decades, years, seasons, months, parts of the day, and this period of time. At this point, let us now have on as preposition of time. Earlier, we said that we use it in more specific time frames. We have holidays with the word day, days of the week, dates, specific days, and day plus part of the day. So let us talk about this in our examples. We're going to talk about first holidays with the word day. For instance, we have New Year's Day, Independence Day. So for this one, remember, we're going to use the preposition on. For example, we Filipinos usually have a huge celebration on New Year's Day. Next, we also use on for days of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For example, the repairman will be here on Monday. Next, do you work on Sundays? If you will notice, I used Sundays with S. This means all Sundays. Next, we will also use the preposition on in referring to dates, like August 24, 8th of November. For example, the classes for school year 2020-2021 will start on the 24th of August. If you will remember, in one of our examples earlier, we say the classes will start in August. We use the preposition in because we only stated the month alone. This time, we have a specific date, August 24. One more thing. In our sample statement, I said the classes for school year 2020-2021 will start on the 24th of August. On the 24th of August. I did not say on August 24. In formal English, it should be this way: 24th of August, 4th of July, so on and so forth. We also use the preposition on for specific days, like for example, on my birthday. My mom will buy me a new phone on my birthday. Lastly, we use on for day plus part of the day. Like for example, on Sunday morning, on Wednesday evening. Will you be here on Sunday morning? Last but definitely not the least, we have the preposition at. We use this for a very specific time frame. We use this in talking about clock times. For instance, 4 p.m., 8:30 a.m. I need to go to the store at 4 p.m. The English department will have a meeting at 8:30. We also use the preposition at for these phrases. We have at lunchtime, at night, at bedtime, at the moment, at midnight. For example, it gets cold at night. The shop will close at midnight. Although we did not mention a specific time, we all know that when we say night, it is the night time. And when we say midnight, it means 12 a.m. So for this one, we will still use at. We will still use the preposition at. For the next slide, I prepared a short quiz. I hope that you will be able to provide the correct answer for every sentence. I have here 5 sentences. What you need to do is to supply the blank with the correct preposition of time. So you're going to choose from in, on, at. This is just easy and I hope that you will get a perfect score. You may start now. Let us now reveal the answers. Number 1, we have the sentence, let's meet blank lunchtime blank Wednesday. For the first blank, the correct answer will be at lunchtime. Lunchtime is a very specific time frame. For the second blank, the correct answer is on Wednesday. Wednesday, name of the day. Let's meet at lunchtime on Wednesday. Next, sentence number 2, we have my grandfather was born blank the 1950s. 1950s, year or decade, the correct answer will be in. My grandfather was born in the 1950s. Next, number 3, we have the sentence, the school cafeteria opens for lunch blank noon. We have here the word noon. Noon is a very specific time frame. So we're going to use at. The school cafeteria opens for lunch at noon. Next, number 4, we have the sentence, are there any holidays blank October? October, name of the month, we are going to use in. Are there any holidays in October? Number 5, we have the sentence, are you going to do anything special blank your birthday? Birthday, we are going to use the preposition on. Are you going to do anything special on your birthday? There you go. This ends our discussion for this grammar lesson, and pwede ko bang malaman yung score nyo? Kindly comment your score below. That is the correct usage of the prepositions of time in, on, at. At kung natulungan ka ng video na ito, feel free to share this to your classmates, friends, and relatives. Just click on the share button and share this video to them. Huwag mo rin kalimutang i-like ang video na ito, and for more educational content from me, do not forget to subscribe and ring the bell. And if you have comments or suggestions, feel free to write it down sa ating comment section. Once again, I am inviting you to watch the other video lessons that I already uploaded in my channel. I will put the links below. Panoorin nyo rin po ito. Lastly, for those who want to learn useful English expressions, abangan nyo po yung ginagawa kong panibagong playlist, English Filipino Translation. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in my next video. Stay safe. God bless. Peace.